Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another cleaning motivational video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Mary. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. If you like cleaning motivation, you came to the right place. Feel free to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get going and start the cleaning process. First, I will start in the kitchen. It's one of the first things I do in the morning besides make my bed. Loading and unloading the dishes gives me such a feeling of accomplishment first thing of the day. In addition to making my bed, I always make my bed, and that always helps me start my day on the right foot. How about you? Do you make your bed first thing in the morning? One other thing that I'm going to do later on in the video is share a recipe with you. It is football season. I don't know if many of you are football fans or sports fans in general, but I have a really fun appetizer that's so easy to make, and when you have a large crowd, it is definitely a crowd pleaser. And what you do is just buy the ingredients, put it together, pop it in the oven, and you are good to go. And it's such a big hit. But I think that you also like the flavor of this appetizer. It's delicious. It's a little bit sweet and salty. So feel free to stay to the end of this video and I'll show you how to put it all together. And I think that you will be very pleased. It's just so simple and so easy and delicious. I will also place the recipe in the description below so you can try it out and make it for your family and friends. If you do decide to make it, come back and leave a comment and let me know what you think about it.
I have seen that face more than a million times, like a million times. I have seen that, baby. I can treat you right and you can prove me wrong. Turn around, be gone, turn around now, baby. You think you're special like the others, something to discover. Think you're little fun, but I have seen that face more than a million times.
I need your feedback. Do you think it's too soon to put out the fall decorations? The low was 63 today and it was wonderful. It was definitely a little taste of fall in the air. Fall and autumn is definitely my favorite season of the year. There's just something so warm and cozy about it. It really makes me want to go out and buy fall decorations, decorate the house, and get the fall stuff out. The pumpkins, the wreaths, the orange and yellows and red decorations. I stopped by Walmart the other day and I saw these immediately. They're the cutest Halloween cups and matching plates. They were literally 50 cents each. They had orange, black, purple. I went ahead with the orange and the purple because Ellie does love any type of seasonal plates, and they were literally 50 cents each, so I couldn't go pass it up. I just had to buy a few, even though I know it would be further cluttering up the house. But you know, Ellie's only a kid for so long. Soon enough she might not enjoy Halloween as much as she does now, so I'm just gonna take it all in. I couldn't resist buying these cute little cups and plates for her. I'm using the pink stuff and my scrub daddy to clean out the sink of all the gunk. It really does a great job. I always try and keep my kitchen sink as clean as possible, scrubbing it down, getting rid of all the junk, debris, bacteria, and getting it nice and clean. Just because we hang out in the kitchen area so much, we get together as a family here, we talk about our week. Ellie and I, we work on our homework, I cook in the space, and it's pretty important for me to keep it clean so that there's no bacteria lying around to get us sick or anything like that.
I want your days are gone. You had your little fun. You think you're the coolest by a million miles, baddest boy in town, but you know.
The gas range is so dirty right now. We've been doing a lot of cooking at the house, and the more we cook, the dirtier it gets. I'm going to clean the space up, and as you can see, there's just spilt liquid and food all over it. And since the surface is black, you can really see all the dirt and dust and food debris that's been lying on that surface. It really magnifies that because the black surface shows any little piece of lint, dirt, food. You can really see it well on the black surface. So I'm going to wipe it down really quickly, get it nice and clean and shiny and polished again.
I'll make your dreams come true if that is what I want to do with you. I'm only here for a little fun.
This Wyman's gas range cleaner does a great job of removing grease and food and liquid debris that's been lying there, that's kind of sitting there and just dry. I'm also going to use that on the burner grates because a lot of the oils and the food spills onto the grates. So I'm going to wipe them down really quick and remove as much as the oil and grease and food splatter on the grates as possible.
Days are gone, you've had your
I'm
leave.
going to use some of this Dawn Power Wash, spray down these burner caps, and use hot water as well as this microfiber cloth just to wipe the grease and food debris off the burner caps. I will also rinse it off with hot water. I think hot water always does a great job of removing grease, as well as some type of liquid detergent. Then I will dry them and place them back on the burners. The weather has been so cool lately, and I just think it would be fun to go out and buy a spiced pumpkin latte or Tai Chi drink from Starbucks, sit down and enjoy this beautiful cool weather, and celebrate the fact that fall is almost coming, which fall will be here on September 22nd, which is so exciting.
You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I've been thinking about you all the time, but that's alright. I'm starting to get used to it, think I'll survive.
I'm going to place the burner caps carefully back on the stove where they belong, put the grates back on, and I'm done with the gas range, and it looks really good.
In the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you. I'm so alone.
So it's been about a month since Ellie's been back in school, and I finally think we're getting into the swing of things. There's still a few things that I have questions on, and so I think I'm going to meet with the teacher, request a meeting with them, and get my questions answered. Ellie's teachers have been wonderful. They have been able to answer all my questions, ease my mind of any concerns that I have that, as a parent, I'm always going to be concerned. There's 2 days in the school week where it's so difficult to do any homework or even study, and that's on Mondays and Wednesdays where she goes straight from school cheer. We have maybe an hour to pick her and her friends up, change them, feed them, do some homework, study, and then drop them off at their cheer practice. And of course, it takes about 30 minutes to get to our location to even feed them. It's getting better. It really is. And I'm very optimistic about the school year. I love the principal. The staff has been wonderful. Her teachers have reached out and sent out emails. And I really appreciate the transparency. I really feel like they care. And when I have questions, they're there to answer and help. And they're open-minded, which really matters a lot. But I guess one thing I'm concerned about is the fact that the kids these days, they're on the Chromebooks all day long doing work on the computer, but they're not learning how to type. And I remember in high school, if I did not learn how to type, I would have been up the creek in college because right at that time, computers were just starting to come out, like Microsoft Word and programs, things like that were just coming out too. Computers became like a really big thing, and I was typing papers. I typed so many papers in college. I don't know if you remember doing that also, but you're probably a lot younger than me out there. And I do remember typing a lot of papers. And if I did not know how to type, I would have been up the creek. I would have struggled typing as many papers as I had to write. Thank goodness I took course 3 years, well, my freshman, sophomore, and junior years in high school because I love to sing and do musical things like that. But then in my senior year, I kind of got tired of it, and I decided, okay, so my elective, I'm going to take typing. And boy, it was the best decision I could have ever made because typing is a life skill. It is a skill that you will always need in life, and whether it's with your corporate job or any job at that, if you're a nurse, if you are an accountant, if you are just working in a repair shop, it doesn't matter. Everything is done on a computer these days. And I'm so glad that I know how to type. So I'm trying to figure out how to make Ellie's typing more efficient because I don't know if they're offering it in school. They said that they taught them last year. So I was sitting down watching Ellie type, and it's the first time I've seen her type. She lifted her left hand over her right hand to press a key. I was just shocked because it was so inefficient. And so I think that what I might do is have to sign her up for some type of keyboarding class online to get her proficient in learning how to type properly. This is just something, whether you're typing a paper for college or whether you're typing up a resume for work or doing a PowerPoint presentation and creating a presentation, whatever it is, we need to learn how to type. I'm done with talking about that, but definitely need to teach my girl how to type properly. So I've been thinking a lot about making Ellie do more chores around the house. Actually, she doesn't really do any chores except for, well, she does put the trash bags in whenever we take the trash can or the trash out to the trash can. That is her one responsibility, but I feel as though she needs more responsibility. Ellie's the type of child where if she gets dressed, she leaves her clothes right where she got undressed, or if she took off her shoes in the middle of the living room or in the hallway, she'll leave them right there. And I try to remind her to pick them up, but I feel like it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just sometimes I get caught up in what I'm doing and I forget. You tell me if you created lists for your kids, grandkids, growing up. Should I start now? Because Ellie's 11 years old and I do want her to be responsible. So, what are some of the things that I should have her do? I was thinking maybe having her organize her room as well as, well, not organize her room, but clean her room, which probably should be a thing anyways, or have her wash and dry her own clothes. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe wash her clothes. I think it'd be too difficult for her to reach all the way to the bottom of the washing machine and put it into the dryer. Have her sort between her dark and light colored clothes and wash her own clothes so that she can start getting the habit of knowing the difference and why it's important to separate your clothes, and also buy fabric maybe. But I'm just thinking I want to create a list for Ellie so she can become more responsible. And sometimes during the week it's hard for her to do any type of chores, but on the weekend maybe have her do these chores, and before she can go out and play, make sure she goes down her list, have 5 different things that she needs to do, and make sure they're done before she can even start her day. So if you ever created a list of chores for your children, give me some ideas of what you did and how you were able to enforce these chores for your kids. And I just need some ideas right now. I think that is something that I need to start now before she gets in the habit of just not being lazy, but just not picking up and tidying up after herself. Yes, I love to clean my house. Not love. Love is a strong word. I like to clean my house, and I like the way it feels after I clean it because it feels refreshing. It feels sanitary. It feels all these great vibes, but I don't love to clean. I used to be a very messy person growing up, and I lived like I lived in a pig pen. I really did. I didn't know how to dust. I didn't know how to clean my floors. I didn't know how to make a bed. And just over the years, I've gotten better at it. And then I've come to enjoy cleaning a lot because it just gives me a nice, serene, peaceful place to live in. Also for my family, that's very important to me. And to feel as though the space we're living in is clutter free, but then also clean of any dirt, debris, just filth. I don't like my house to feel messy. When I see clutter these days, maybe I've gone from one extreme to the other, but there's still parts in my house that's cluttered. I'm not gonna lie, and there's still parts in my house that I need to work on. But for the most part, everything has a place, and we don't have that much clutter. We don't have much on the counters, in the bathrooms. It's basically just the necessities. Now, I know you've seen my closet. There's stuff everywhere, and that is something I'm definitely gonna work on because every time I look at it, it is stressful to me. So that will be probably my next video. So look out for that. Going back to what I was talking about with Ellie, if you have created when your kids were younger, or even now, if you created a to-do list or a chore list, give me some ideas of how you were able to enforce that and make it fun. She should know that she has responsibilities. And I think that's important too, is that in life, you have to work for what you have and also earn what you have. And maybe it's through chores, but I also wanted to know that it's a good thing to live a life where it's clutter free and you have a nice clean space to live in. When Chuck built our house, I was so excited that there was an area for 2 trash cans. That means that I don't have to take out the trash as often, or we don't have to take out the trash to the trash can as often as we did before. I do buy my trash bags from Costco. It comes in a big box. It's so convenient. Their trash bags are very sturdy. They're thick. and I like the tie around it. You can buy the scented ones too. So it fits very nicely underneath the sink. It's very easy to take out. So I like those little details about the trash bags that we get from Costco. I'm going to throw this trash out, and then the trash should be going out to the curb probably tomorrow evening. So I'm gonna wait to take it out. Only the trash goes out this week, not the recycling. But I just like to fill my trash cans as much as possible so that I can have a clean and empty trash can for the next pickup. I'm moving on to the laundry. I just have a load or two to wash. It's not too bad, but I make sure that Ellie has her school uniform ready, her cheer stuff ready. Chuck does his own laundry, so thank goodness for that. He prefers to do it on his own, which is fine. So I'm only responsible for Ellie myself, but I find it very satisfying, peaceful to do laundry. I'm gonna work in this load, and then I will move on to actually have a tennis match. So I need to get changed after this. Go to my tennis match. I'll probably do a little grocery shopping. This all is something new that I just purchased. It was a BOGO at my local grocery store, and you know I love BOGO. So I bought a few containers of that. So let's see how it smells and how it works. I took a break to go play a tennis match, and now I'm back. I did a little grocery haul, and I want to make some Hawaiian turkey and Swiss sliders using the King's Hawaiian rolls. This appetizer is so delicious for any tailgate party or get together. And these are the items that you need. I also got some little bites for Ellie as well as some crescent roll. I bought her favorite pizza, the Red Baron, some cilantro as well as cucumbers because I'd like to make some Vietnamese spring rolls. And I also got Ellie's favorite orange chicken. She loves this stuff. And there's some edamame and other vegetables in it. It tastes really, really good. And we tried some of the other orange chicken packets in the freezer, and this is the one that she likes best. But who does not love PF Chang's? Now I'm going to place all the groceries into the refrigerator. I just need to do a little bit of purging and organizing in here. It's not too bad though. I did organize this refrigerator in another video and put some containers in there, and it just looks a lot more organized. So what I'll do is I'll work on this, and then I'll put everything back, do some restocking, and then I should be good. Let's get into the recipe. This is one of my favorite all-time appetizers to make, not only because I love the way it tastes, I love the sweet and the salty, but it's super easy to make, and it really is a crowd pleaser and perfect for any type of tailgating party, just family get together, or just any birthday party actually. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need the King's Hawaiian roll, and I got the packet of 24. You're going to slice the middle of the rolls in half, and you're going to remove the top half so that you can place all the sandwich meat on there. Now, if you want to use well, actually, I use turkey and ham, but if you want to use roast beef or a different type of deli meat, that is fine. It's really whatever cheese and deli combination you want to use. In this particular recipe, I use ham, turkey, Swiss, and provolone cheese because I think that ham and Swiss taste so good together, and then turkey and provolone cheese taste really good together. But that's just my personal preference. You can use whatever deli and cheeses that you want to use. What you're going to do is take 12 slices of each, fold them in half, and place it on top of the bread. And after that, you'll place the cheeses right on top of that. Place the top part of the bread on top of your meat and cheeses, and now let's get ready to make the sauce. Turn on the heat And you're going to need a half a cup of butter, and I use salted butter. 1/4 cup of white sugar. You also need some Dijon mustard or honey mustard, and I use 1 tablespoon. Pour all the ingredients together. Next, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds, and you can use this or not use it. It's up to you. I like the way it looks, and it just makes it more fun. Mix all the ingredients together until the butter and sugar melt completely. Once the mixture is completely melted, you want to take a silicone brush or a pastry brush and brush the mixture on top of the sandwich tops. Be generous with it and make sure you get all in the corners and the nooks and crannies of the bread. Stick your pan in the oven, bake it on 350 degrees for 15 minutes, but be sure to watch it carefully, and you want to make sure that you bake it on the lower rack so that the tops do not get burned. While that is baking, I'm going to throw away all the trash in the recycling bins, and then I'm going to work in the mudroom because this area, well, we walk through the garage several times a day because that's where I park my car, and Chuck likes to go in through the garage. This area stays really disorganized and messy. I wish that there was a way that we can just keep all our shoes organized. And these bags, we do need these bags. Sometimes Ellie wants me to pack her lunch, and sometimes she doesn't. She also takes a tennis lesson. Her cheer bag's there. Some of the hats that we use hang there. This house is lived in. What I'm going to do is take the shoes off the floor and use my hard bristle heavy duty broom, get all the dirt and dust off of the floors and into one little pile actually, and pick it up with my handheld vacuum cleaner. A lot of dirt treks through this area, so I want to get it nice and clean. I can feel a lot of specks of dirt and sand and clay at the bottom of my feet when I'm walking through, so I want to get the space nice and cleaned. The mudroom looks good. Now I'm going to try my sliders. They came out perfectly and I washed my hands. I'm going to try one and they are delicious. Look at that. This is definitely a crowd pleaser. I would highly recommend you try this if you have guests coming over. If you end up making it, come back and leave a comment and let me know what you think. So that's the end of the video. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give it a like. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and I will see you next time.